I am just opening the space now, and it is my intention to speak from my heart, my soul, to your heart, your soul. I have no plan for this. I just know whatever wants to come through will come through, and I am just leaning in, going towards my edge of leaning in with trust in that is enough. I am a person very much of the mind. Like, I have a very active analytical mind, and I love my mind. I love learning, I love reading, I love contemplating. I love my mind. But I also feel like the gift I'm here to bring to the world is my mind, but even more is my heart. And my heart has been in hiding. My heart has been something I have tried to mold and control. I have never, ever let, except for some moments when I've been playing piano, actually, I realize. When I've been improvising as I play piano, that is times where I feel like my heart can be like a horse on a horse freed, running wild in a field. And that's kind of the intention I want to bring here too. And I've never done that in communication through my voice. I've never, with other people, except a few moments, fully unleashed my love, my heart. And it's kind of hard to do it with words. It's kind of hard to speak the heart with language, because I feel like the mind directly activates for me then. That's where I love poetry. For me, it feels like poetry, the right poetry at the right time for me, is a way to use words and still be in that soul expressing wild horse frequency. I'm feeling very heart connected these days. I celebrated the International Women's Day yesterday, being just with women, actually. First with my mom, and then with my mom and my dear friend, and then with myself. And I feel very nourished by the conversations we had and the insights I received from them in many different ways. And I just got this kind of to unleash my heart even more in this business building journey that I am on, that I am taking so much joy in doing. And I realize now as I speak, I'm not gonna be perfect the first time. I'm not gonna know how to fully express the heart directly. I'm doing something scary right now by doing this and knowing that I'm actually gonna upload this. Even though I'm not really saying anything, I feel like I'm not giving value. I am just still willing to do this, still playing with this new, for me, way of communicating. It feels kind of like I'm in a wave, actually. I feel a bit, woo. Pain. I'm thinking about pain. I read a quote. I was reading some poetry this morning, getting in the vibes, very much so. And it's called The Book of Love. Rumi, The Book of Love. And there was a quote, the soul blossoms from grief, or the soul flourishes in grief. There was something like that. And I have written a poem about that myself many years ago. The one that knows grief, the one that knows death, also knows life as the wonderful friend it is. Wonderful gift, I can't remember. Pain, grief, this part of existence that we so desire and so don't. And I've been just contemplating, why is it that the soul awakens in pain, why the soul blossoms in grief? It really was so for me. I've had my most ecstatic moments, my most spiritually connected moments. Not all of them, but some of them certainly have been in the depths of grief and pain. But there's something in me, and that I see in many others, probably all humans, probably a very good thing that we have this like, oh, pain, like, oh, like I just wanted to, oh, you know, you have this, that part of you that really just wants to do anything but actually experience the pain. We can talk about the pain, the grief. We can get busy. We can, I think that is one of the main ways we have misused the mind, because I feel like the mind is this tool, this wonderful ally, support. But when we use the mind as a way to distract ourselves from the pain, and this happens nearly like if we're not super aware of it, or if we're not aware of it, it happens automatically that there is like this mechanism within the human body that, okay, we close into, because for humans that's a cool thing, like a cool fact, but like for the nervous system, emotional pain and physical pain is like labeled, is seen in the same way, and of course our nervous system has made up what I was saying. It has a built-in, that's what I wanted to say, a built-in avoiding pain mechanism that has served us very well, that has helped us survive, has helped us pivot and choose more safety, more survival. But we are in a place in our evolution now where where the old survival mechanisms are no longer as relevant, no longer as needed, and there is this movement towards a redefining of being human, and a reconstruction of even our like these kind of biological biological processes. It's really cool when you think about. For me, it's interesting too. I'm thinking but how when I start talking about the heart, it's like these things, this kind of knowledge that sounds kind of sciencey comes out of me too. But I like that. We are learning as a species to use this center of the brain that is the latest center and like let that lead even more. And we will always have these other parts, and I don't think we're here to, become not animals or anything like that, but there, over the millennia, our brain has evolved, and now we're here, we have the ability to have awareness and choose our reactions and how we want to live and be. And where did I even start with this? I can't even remember. I'm just going on a journey too. We have been using our minds to distract ourselves, right? Because, like I said, the nervous system has this ability to, or like this built-in mechanism that pain and like discomfort, which has served, and it's like we're now at this point where we have the consciousness to intersect that mechanism and go, actually, I know that this pain is not truly dangerous. And I know that the safety I truly seek, the safety I truly seek is in the meeting of that. It's just so cool when you think about it. It's like everything that has happened in human history, including all the spiritual teachings that have been refined over a long period. It's like that is coming into this process too, to help. I don't think feeling pain will ever be easy. Being with pain. I'm seeing a lot of courageous examples of doing that in my life right now. Being in the storm that pain is, being in the ache that pain can be, being in the unbearability, just like staying in the unbearability is so hard because it's unbearable. But we're learning to do that. And I wrote something that I really liked just now that I'm thinking about. So this has very much been a theme. My mom gave me an incredible analogy when we talked yesterday, and she told me that gum trees in Australia, they have nuts with very, very hard shells. And the only thing, and of course the shells are like the seeds that plant new trees and, make the new life, bring new life. And these gum tree nuts are so hard that only a bushfire is what cracks them open. So for these trees to, I can't remember the word, to, when you have baby, to, what word I'm looking, to make more of. Funny that I can't find the word. What humans also do, when we make babies, we are, darn it. I got it. The only way for gum trees to reproduce is through bushfires. It is through fire that new life is possible. What a perfect analogy, right? Because it seems like it is like that for many, like the soul flourishes through pain. And I had a thought on why this could be, is that I believe that the nature of one of the phases of our inner soul, our soul, is an energy that is best perhaps labeled as the adult. And I don't mean an adult in the way we've been taught adulthood is like, I'm an adult and this is my meaning, and I'm just like, this is an adult for me according to the Matrix. Or like, no, that is not what I mean with a soul essence adult. I mean the part of you that is self-sourcing, a part of you that, the part of you that knows that you would take, like, that yes, you are in this big wild world, but you would find a way to survive if you needed to. You have in like an resourcefulness, an inner resourcefulness. There's also a radical self-responsibility of this adult energy. If I want something, it is up to me. If I want to be something, it's up to me to become it. If I want to have dreams that I want to receive in this lifetime, I'm the one that meet and co-create these dreams. I'm the main character of my life feeling too. I also feel is the adult. The child, as children, we are so dependent on our environment, and so we need our environment. We are not really able to, there are of course some examples of like children that survive on the streets and everything like that. Like we have an extreme, this adult can turn on quite early if it needs to in some form, or take like a childish form of it, or yeah. But we are very dependent on our environment, and we can't survive around others. And then we never really, we don't have a ritual because it is in some indigenous cultures, in many indigenous cultures, there's so-called a rite of passage, where you go out, like you spend a month by yourself in nature, or you kill a lion, or you, I don't know any other examples right now, but those kinds of things. And we don't have that in modern society, a rite of passage like that, a rite of passage that actually challenges us and makes us realize the resources we hold, and the responsibility we have, and the ability we have within us. And I wrote in my diary today, life will give us a rite of passage if there is none. And I think I'm sure I'll find other answers, but I think that it could be an answer to why why the soul flourishes in pain, why pain seems to be this initiation for so many people, why people are experiencing pain through heartbreak, through loss, through, I think those are the two big ones, heartbreak and loss. Um, so that's my theory, that these are rites of passages, and when we are in that pain, when we are experiencing our inner bushfire, the nut, our inner gum tree nut is cracked, and the adult can emerge, because there is no other. That is what it does, you know. When all hope is lost, there is a voice within us that keeps walking us forward. There is this lovely poem, I think by Hafiz, but I can't remember. I don't know it by heart yet. But like this story about how there's this beach, and there are two walking on, and like looking at this beach, you can see two pairs of footsteps, and there's this beautiful image that one of the pairs of feet disappear, and there's just one walking. There's just one, and there's this question asked, like, where did this person leave? And then it's like, no, it is God that is carrying you a part of the journey. And I believe that what that poem, I think, calls God is that inner, that face of soul, that is the inner adult, the inner parent that will hold us, that will find us in the deepest pain, that will walk us through the wildest fires. And it is through the pain that we actually, that it finds us, that it is able to, that it is invited to, because all of our other defenses and holders, they can't come in. That was a lovely thing. That was very cool for me to experience. I had no idea what this would bring. And it's cool how small snippets of conversation the last couple of days, a random thought that I wrote down in my diary, a poem there, a poem remembered, all coming together. And yeah, this was fun. I hope your heart felt this. I hope your soul had a little thank you so much if you're here still. Thank you so much for holding or sharing this space with me. I look forward to doing this again, and I applaud you in the courage that you have to even not avoid the pain just for a few moments, because being in the unbearability is hard, so hard. And if we can do that just for a couple of seconds, we are so strong and amazing. And the more we can, the more that unbearability opens to something else, the more the fire becomes new life, the more the soul flourishes. Yes, I am receiving these words too. I am definitely receiving these words too, and I'm gonna come back and listen to this because I kind of felt like I was just in a wave. Thank you, my darling, for listening to this.